The ZFL Elite Division Championship will be decided between the Tor Lithanel Celtics and the Espernon Enchanters in the final match of the league season. This is the second straight season in which the Celtics have gone into the final match facing their direct title rival in a winner-takes-all scenario. Last season, the Celtics defeated the Mistville Mavericks 3-1 to win the first Elite Division crown. The Enchanters must win to be crowned champions. The Celtics' superior touchdown difference means a draw will be good enough for Vincent Rockclaw to win a second championship. Enchanters coach Mark Bielsick, who was relegated with the Quintex City Assassins last season, has the opportunity to win his first ZFL trophy and go from finishing bottom of the table in 24-93 to finishing top of the table in 24-94. The two sides have faced each other once before in round 5 of the 24-93 season, where the Celtics ran out 3-1 winners over the Enchanters. That's not the right thing. I forgot to update. I knew that would do that. Give me the briefest of moments, and we will have that fixed.
This is all very professional.
All very professional. The Celtics come into the game in the midst of an injury crisis after 9 of their players suffered MNG injuries or worse in the 0-0 draw with Royal Santa Margherita last week. Lambert Ketelaere, Bobby McBonner, Dizel Antonius, Darius Forrester, Kel Dreamchain, and Sean Horney are the only players fit and available for selection for the title decider. The Celtics suffered 3 deaths against the Royals, including blitzer Kyogo Lagarde. The Celtics board are believed to have struck a deal with another unnamed ZFL team to source Recuperade for the team ahead of the finale, with the Celtics banned from purchasing the Miracle Cure directly from Recuperade themselves. When questioned on this, head coach Rockclaw said he had, quote, no knowledge of such an arrangement, but praised the hard work of his medical team. Rockclaw has promoted Johan Daglish from the Celtics Academy for this crucial match, with the rookie set to line up as a blitzer for the match. Mark Bielsick, meanwhile, has injury headaches of his own. Star player Magic Montgomery and Elite Division MVP nominee Lucas Albion both suffered injuries against the Quetzalcoatlus and will require Recuperade to be able to play in the title decider. Bielsick had no doubts about their availability in his pre-match press conference. They will play, Bielsick said. We need them, and they will play. This will be a glorious victory for Espernon and for humanity as a whole. Both teams have already confirmed their qualification for the Blood Bowl Championship at the end of the season, which is another opportunity for them both to win a trophy. Reports suggest both would prefer to win this one today. Viking Cop, your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts are very complicated. This is going to be one of these very open games when we are going to see both teams give it all on the pitch. It's going to be very, very even, and where the Enchanters are going to trust on Montgomery and Restrada to make the real magic happen. I think the general professionality of the Celtics is going to be spread among all the players, so every one of them will be a threat.
If there is anything that last week's game against the Royals proved, when the Celtics were basically pitch cleared and still managed to avoid losing the game, which gave them the advantage coming into this one, it doesn't matter how bad it is looking for this team, they are always in it. The match is about to get underway very, very shortly. It is up in game, so we can go to it now.
Some cheatings for the Celtics in chat. Unbelievable scenes.
Tor Lithanel Celtics versus Espernon Enchanters, and it's live. In maybe an hour and a half's time, we will have crowned an Elite Division champion. Can the Celtics go back-to-back and be the only champions of the ZFL? Or can the Espernon Enchanters cause an upset and take the crown for themselves?
Well, fun fact is that I don't know where to find the game.
You're on the ZFL boards, right? So you should be able to go into the ZFL League and then just search for live. There's a live tab at the top. There's big news here because it is raining.
Oh, it's raining. Both teams with their home jerseys characteristic is black and bluish for the Enchanters, is green and white for the Celtics.
And greasy cleats lowers the movement of Dizal Antonius by 1 for the game, for the drive. There's friends with the ref in play as well. It's for the drive. While they're setting up, we'll take a look quickly through the rosters. Here's your Espernon Enchanters lineup today. Biftek the Ogre makes a start again. 3 bodyguards, Louis Tabard, Zoltan Pepper, and Lorenzo Dragoni, because Mark Damon is continuing to be absent for this team. Christoph Scherf and Morten Oyer are linemen, and then Magic Montgomery does play. Lucas Albion also makes it, and Andrea Restrada plays as well. Ewart Schiffer, Ludwig Blockprone, Nicolas Carvalho Ferreira, and Max Sanger round out what I think is a 12-player roster. No, 13-player roster for the Enchanters. For the Celtics, with lots and lots of second-hand recuperate in their system, McAneely, Lambert Kettler, Pontus Budabus, and Bobby McBonner are the catchers. Murdo Ethvoldsen is the thrower. Matthias Palmer, Dizal Antonius, Darius Forrester, Bane McTilio, Kel Dream Chain, and it went away. Kel Dream Chain, is a lineman. 2 blitzers, Hugh McNamara and Johan Daglish, who has accurate, comes into the team for a debut. Sean Horney and Tosh McLeod round out the roster. The Celtics with 3 on the bench, the Enchanters choosing to receive.
The Enchanters want to put the pain in. I wonder if we are going to see the signature quick offense from the Enchanters in this game, or we are going to see more an attrition game.
Well, we're about to find out. Firstly, if the rain will stick around. No, the rain does not stick around, and it's a very short kick that's scattered all the way backwards. So it's now very sunny.
It's very difficult now for the Celtics to capitalize on this one. But still, they will want to put the pressure as much as possible. Montgomery produces a push. No, it was actually Luis Tabar, the Carcassonne. Montgomery would have killed the Nelf already.
So we're not getting it done against Kel Dream Chain, who Mark Bielsick will remember, of course, from his time coaching the Assassins. And more pushes on the line here with the hit from Andrea Restrada. A nervy start to the game from the Espernon Enchanters here. We turn to Biftek, and Biftek finds us a first knockdown of the game. No armor break. Tosh McLeod is fine. Zoltan Pepper with the block does not find a knockdown either. So we're going to rely on Magic Montgomery.
I don't know if Magic Montgomery is going to hit him. If he's going, yeah, he's clearly. Oh, Montgomery producing the POW.
Montgomery finds the POW. No armor break as the Celtics armor continues to hold very nicely. That's a snake on the hit against Darius Forrester. So very sunny.
This is a totally pace of streaming the game compared to the replays, which is going to force us to talk even more.
It is. I was going to say very sunny as we see the foul here. Oh. And an injury. First one of the game.
Ooh. It's a body hard. I don't think you're going to call the apple for Tosh McLeod. Tosh McLeod from the clan of the McLeods. He's not immortal, but he will live to see another day.
Ua Chiffer gets the removal, and Tosh McLeod is gone. That's what the Enchanters needed. He would have been getting a bit worried that the Celtics dice were arriving already, but a removal there is good news for them. I was going to say, very sunny does not help either of these teams, who are both towards the top of the passing charts for this season. They play aggressive Blood Bowl, always on the front foot, both teams. But that sometimes requires passing the ball. No player in the ZFL has thrown more passes than Lucas Albion this season. But very sunny is going to make that particularly interesting.
There could be a hit on Restradan here. However, I'm just realizing that unless I need to clean my glasses, there is only one tackle player in the Celtics. And here we have some taunting. Look at this. From Bilsik, sending a message to the Celtics.
Goes Hugh McNamara. We're trying to take out Restrada. It's a double skull from Hugh McNamara.
That's a nervy start. That's a nervy start.
Both teams perhaps looking a little nervy coming into this one then. The Celtics down a reroll. It was a rough opening turn for the Enchanters, all things considered, but they didn't have to spend a reroll. Celtics already burning results.
We have more cheers for the Celtics, which is more shocking news. But this seems to be a hit and run turn.
Well, we know how the Celtics play. They will more often than not try to put the pressure on teams. We're trying to lock down Carvalho Ferreira on the flank here. The Celtics never afraid to get stuck in and put pressure on the opposition as quickly as they possibly can. Biff Tech has found a place to stand. He's going to go and tie up 3 players. And Magic Montgomery will come round to take the hit and the knockdown on Bobby McBonnet. We were trying to hit that in such a way where Restrada could make a follow-up block if needed. But Montgomery gets the job done. And Magic Montgomery finds a KO on McBonnet. 2 gone already.
Well, it's a great start for the Enchanters. For sure.
The Celtics suffered quite heavily attrition, didn't they, against the Royals last week, and it's looking similar in the early part of this game.
And at this point, even early and with only 2 men advantage, the Enchanters not shy of going on heavy basing duties.
No, they are encouraged, I would say, by these 2 early removals, and the Enchanters are getting aggressive up against the Celtics here. Big old line of players right at the front there. We've left Carvalho Ferreira behind. And he's going to take a knockdown from Johan Daglish. No armor break, but not a high-value target from a Celtics perspective. It does allow Kel Dreamchain to potentially base Magic Montgomery at the back of this cage. I don't know how Brave would be feeling for an early dive, but the Celtics, all else failing, can sometimes go and put dive and tackle sidestep on the ball and hope for the best. That's a 1 in 9 from Dreamchain. But an armor break and a stun on Ua Chiffer. Basing up the dirty players, I think, is sensible, so that it's harder for them to make fouls. Lambert Kettler would be the one to come and base the ball if we wanted to put sidestep, dive and tackle on it, and we do not. We respect.
That's surprising.
We respect Magic Montgomery, but this, I think, this is a nice position from these two players, because it does kind of force the Enchanters right down this sideline. You cannot reliably hit Ketelaere here.
Yeah, it is most likely then that the Celtics are now going to try and disengage. Oh, that was a failed dodge. A dodge with skill.
So we'll make the screen in front. Budabus will be part of that. And we'll make the screen behind as well. And we'll just ask some questions of the Enchanters about where you fancy going here. Biff Tech is going to bonehead at a very inopportune moment.
Biff Tech is going to go nowhere.
It looks like we are going to go after Ketelaere. Magic Montgomery with the hit. Finds the knockdown again, does Montgomery. Onto the catcher, who's already removed one catcher so far this game. And he gets a stun on Ketelaere this time. That's going to buy the Enchanters a little bit of time here. Push only from
Push
Block
only
Pro.
on Dream Chain, and that's end of the time. And I was even shy. The small amount of pressure from the Celtics has prevented the Enchanters to push forwards.
Yeah, they're kind of stuck in this part of the field for now, the Enchanters, which is against their usual style of pushing forward for a quick score. The Celtics have had the answer to that. I think Biff Tech boneheading largely dictated what we were going to do with the turn. So you would expect at this point the Celtics will be eyeing up. Can we put pressure on the ball somewhere? And how do we stop the Enchanters going back towards midfield? Oh, we spy a hit on Magic Montgomery. We've had enough of Montgomery here. Here comes Hugh McNamara to try and take out last season's MVP. We can pro that, pro fails.
Very nervy rolls. Very, very nervy rolls from the Celtics so far.
The concern for the Celtics now is that the leader is a little exposed.
Well, ball can be based, actually.
I think we're going to need a dodge from Johan Dalglish here to complete this screen. Okay, we're not going to rely on that dodge work, and Budabus is going to move over to the sideline for now. Dalglish is going to take a one die and roll a skull. The Celtics have made a rough start to this game. It is not working out for them so far. Now, there might be a little bit of space for the Enchanters to move through. Here comes Magic Montgomery. Going after McAneely. Again, tackle, great skill when we're dealing with elf catchers.
And McAneely very close to the dirty player.
No break from Montgomery, but you're right that Ewart Schiffer is on the ground. And the Enchanters can take this space in the Celtics half. Of course, a big question today will be, will Bielsic stick to his principles of the quick play, the fast-paced play and the touchdowns, or will Bielsic also give up his principles in favour of trophies? This will be a based cage.
Not really. That wall is very much protected.
Estrada comes through. There is going to be a foul from Schiffer. 3-assist foul onto McAneely. No break. Referee's going to call it. It's a snake.
That was a snake.
And Schiffer is sent off. The first break in favour of the Celtics that we've seen. And that is a base cage. They won't be shy of rolling red dice on the corner of that cage. They've got a wrestle player up against the side of the cage. It's not terrible odds to make something happen. In fact, we might even be able to make this a 1-die.
Well, it would require a lot of investment.
I think the problem is you can't then get in to hit the ball, and it would be red dice on the ball anyway. Buda Boost is less effective against the sure hands of
I'm not sure if this means that we are going to see red dice anywhere, because the entrance to get the ball now is obstructed.
Yeah, we blocked that off, haven't we? So I think that's probably not the plan from a Celtics perspective. Maybe we just go after Magic Montgomery again. That is exactly what we're going to do. And again, double push. And again, Pro rolls a 1. It's exactly the same result as last time. The Celtics at the moment cannot get anything done.
Yeah, they needed the ref to get something done. In typical Celtics way.
I suspect we'll see a dodge from Forrester. It'll be Operation Protect Buda Boost. Dodge from tackle first. McAneely is free and helping out again. Dodge failure up the field from Ethvaldsen, who is down and KO'd. The Celtics are struggling. They are really, really struggling here. Zoltan Pepper pows the blodger straight away. No questions asked from a Mavericks perspective. Not a Mavericks, an Enchanters perspective. It's another KO. And the Celtics have now lost 4 players to the sideline. It could be a fifth.
Guy from Beef Tech.
There was a point made before by Mr. Christie in chat that since that Rangers humbling, they've not been the same team, the Celtics. And the Enchanters are well on top.
They have not felt as stoppable as they used to. That's another knockdown, this time on McAneely.
He has rolled the defender stumbles every single time, Magic Montgomery. Every single time. No break this time. And we've not got a dirty player in position to do much. We might go for a dodge foul anyway. Again, we're gonna take our time. The Enchanters not in a rush today. They are giving up their principles of the quick score. Will we take that block? No, we won't on the sidestep. Okay, a base from Johan Daglish. What do the Celtics have in mind here?
It can be a 1-die against Oh, there could be a dive here.
We're going after Montgomery again, and again. We can't get him. Pro's going to work out this time, and that'll get it done from Hugh McNamara. Montgomery finally to the floor, and we have diving tackle sidestep on the ball.
It is turn 5, and the Celtics make the signature play. I think it's the game in which they have taken or needed more time to make it happen.
Is that the first knockdown the Celtics have got in the whole game?
No, they've gotten knockdowns on some retainer linemen.
Yes. I think we did, yes. Yeah, we did. We got one on over here, where the blood is on the left-hand side. The Enchanters have had things all their own way so far, but it doesn't take much. We said at the start, didn't we, that the Celtics are never, ever out of it. So can the Enchanters find an answer? Well, they found a POW straight away with Mighty Blow on Lambert Ketelaere. Armor break, and Ketelaere is stunned. Biff Tech finds a POW on the wrestle dodge as well. The Enchanters are stepping up here. So filling that gap, we're going to take the hit with Montgomery onto Budaboos. Montgomery versus Budaboos, two of the stars of the ZFL here. And Budaboos is taken down by Magic Montgomery, and he is stunned as well. We are going to just remain in contact with the diving tackle. That's a brave call from Bielsic. Double push against the sidestep. That might have needed a reroll. Dalglish may well step onto the ball here. No, he's going to step back through the field. We don't want that dirty player free.
Another player. Douglas, who actually has accurate. Oh, double POW McNamara.
The Enchanters dice have been so good. They have been so good. That's a double POW from the ball carrier. But there's a player inside the cage. There is guard in there as well.
Well, there's going to be a blitz on. There must be a blitz on the ball this time.
It's the only chance they're going to get.
Another. Even if they don't have actually a good recovery.
We're just believing in guard here, saving us.
We may try to uphill first.
You know, because that player's got pro, is the uphill better than the one dive?
Actually, yes. Actually, it is. That's a good point. Pro and Brawler are quite good skills when you're uphilling.
There's the dodge.
Where are we going?
The base from Forrester there onto Dragoni.
Oh. We can red dice Restrada and go for the one die on the ball. That's also an option. Ah, no. Oh, yes. Oh, no.
No, you need to take the guard out the way is the problem.
You
can one die the guard. The push isn't going to get it done.
Not moving it anywhere. It was a nice attempt.
You wouldn't have even minded the both down there, to be honest. So we're committed, and we're going to red dice, and that is a 1
that's a pro.
9. So
that's a pro in the skull.
We're going to team reroll that.
Oh.
Don't mind that. Yeah, don't mind that, because you didn't want the skull, for sure. Celtics putting on as much pressure as they can muster here, but the Enchanters are holding firm.
It is turn 7. Ooh, 1 in 9 from,
but it's wrestle.
Salt and Pepper.
It's wrestle.
Oh, McNamara, it's good. It's perfect,
It's
actually.
the perfect time to roll a 1 in 9.
The Enchanters need to catch up strongly. That's another knockdown, another power on McNeely from Montgomery. And McNeely moving backwards because it's turn 7. And the Enchanters will need to push for the score. And it's another KO.
It's another KO. Do we call for the Apo? No. 4 Celtics players on the sidelines. Biff Tech's going to bonehead. That will make things tricky. He's had a relatively poor half, Biff Tech. When he's done the stuff, he's found pows. Another 1 in 9. Suddenly, you begin to wonder where Lucas Albion is going to go with the ball here. Restrada makes the dodge, and Restrada's going for the end zone.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's very sunny. There's going to be a pass into the end zone here.
It's going to be a 3+.
Lucas Albion making the pass to Restrada in the end zone. The pass is good. The catch is bad. Restrada drops it.
Ooh, very spicy right now. Very spicy.
And suddenly, there are 2 players who might be able to get a hold of this for the Tor Lithanel Celtics. Andrea Restrada, who Bielsic has never quite liked ever since he's been in the team. And he's let the team down there in the end zone. A 1 in 9 on the catch. The pass wasn't the problem, even given the conditions. Restrada fails to catch. Can the Celtics recover possession? They've got 1 reroll left. If they can get this ball to Johan Dalglish, they may even be able to go forward and score themselves. This is a massive, massive turn in the context of this entire season.
They may even go and surf Restrada here.
I think the surf is too much commitment.
Yeah, for sure it's too much commitment. But it's balls of steel.
Do you go with Budabus for the wrestle, or do you go with Ketelaere? Because you want Budabus's increased movement. No, we're going to go with Budabus. And Budabus finds a pair of knockdowns on Lucas Albion. The Celtics don't need to get the ball to Dalglish this turn. If they can just hang on to it for a turn and Dalglish can get in the scoring range. The problem now is that Ketelaere has a broken arm, so he can't easily make that pass, although we've seen before that he can make a pass when he really, really wants to.
I think we can see a handoff to the blitzer here, actually. We can even see a cage.
Ketelaere is going to pick this ball up. No, Ketelaere is going to fail the pickup. Gets it on the reroll.
Nice dodging from tackle. Dodge is good.
The
is he
dodge.
Going to push?
Do you push?
Going to push for the cage? No.
Yes, he takes the rush. Darius Forrester can possibly complete a screen, but we might want to get Johan Dalglish forward here. Forrester makes the rush and the dodge. We have a screen. Can Johan Dalglish get forward into scoring range? No rerolls left for the Celtics. Remember, a draw is good enough for Rockclaw's team. Dalglish is going forward, and the Celtics have a scoring threat. So what do you do now as the Espernon Enchanters? Do you stick or do you twist? Look at this from Dizel Antonius to tie up with diving tackle Lucas Albion. That is really, really good stuff. Great turn from the Celtics. Inch perfect. There is an option for Restrada to move Budabus out the way. But we might be relying on old school Magic Montgomery here. Montgomery's going to dive. He goes through diving tackle. He's gone the wrong way. He's gone through tackle, diving tackle, and he makes it. And Montgomery finds a double skull.
My goodness, the passing play is open.
And he's knocked out. That'll draw the Apo, surely. That will draw the Apo. Can the Celtics get this ball to Johan Dalglish? They've got no rerolls to get it done. You might take the surf on Restrada. We are going to take the surf on Restrada. Double push. Restrada into the crowd with no apothecary. This is one of the tackle players. And Restrada is stunned. He's okay. But you don't really want Ketelaere. You'd rather have Budabus making the pass. Although if it's going to be a 6+ anyway, maybe Ketelaere just has to do it. There's nobody in range to be able to hand this off to Dalglish, so we just have to roll the pass.
It's going to be a 5+ pass, 6+ because it's very sunny.
Oh yeah, it's a 6+ all day. He's broken his arm. He's in the sun. It's definitely a 6+ pass.
We can make a handoff to the blitzer to make it a 5+.
Yes. That might be the way to go about it.
And he has also pro, which could help with the passing play.
You can't really clear. You're going to need to make a dodge past Louis Tabard, Zoltan Pepper anyway. So that block's not really worth taking unless you just want to find a removal on the bodyguard. We're going to hand off to Hugh McNamara. And McNamara, who's had a poor game so far, we are going to take the block against Zoltan Pepper. It doesn't get rid of the dodge, and it's double push. So it doesn't change anything. Because to stand firm meant we were going to have to take this dodge anyway. But it's going to be Hugh McNamara to his new teammate, Dalglish.
I think he's going to take a rush also.
He is going to take a rush. He's going to roll a 1. Oh, he's down, and he's dropped it.
Oh, it was a snake, actually.
It was a snake on the rush and the pro. It was doomed either way, but it's 0-0 at half-time. All things considered, it's a good position for the Celtics to be because the Enchanters did not score.
How could the Enchanters not scoring there? They
McAneely,
got very busy punching down the Celtics.
McAneely and Dream Chain are out, and importantly, Ethvaldsson is out as well, the leader. So the Celtics will start the second half with just 2 rerolls. If they can push for a quick score, the Enchanters will need to score twice.
Well, the Enchanters can also sack the ball.
No more greasy cleats, for Antonius, and friends with the ref is over as well. But the Enchanters need to turn the ball over and try and win this 1-0. Scoring twice against the Celtics is going to be a really, really difficult ask. But this is what is needed to overhaul this team and win the Elite Division. We're going to have to do it the hard way. If you ever needed a player, Magic Montgomery might be that player. Because the Enchanters have to win. So if the Celtics score, the Enchanters will need to score twice. Because if it's a draw, the Celtics will take it on touchdown difference. Is why they would need to score twice. If the Celtics don't score, then sure, the Enchanters just need to score once. But I think
the Celtics are telegraphing where they're going through.
Well, there's a potential gap through Christoph Scherf. And that would be where I think they would want to go. They don't have a thrower, interestingly,
Well,
the Celtics.
They have a blitzer with accurate.
They have a blitzer with accurate, yes. Kick goes to midfield, changing weather, makes it perfect conditions for the Celtics. That pass just got easier if we need it. I think if they can get the ball to Budabus and get into scoring range, they'll be more than happy to take that setup. The ball is deep enough that Restrada's not in range. Should something go wrong here.
Fun fact here. The pass from the blitzer onto Budabus, or one of the catchers, is as efficient as a rush.
So that is a push skull from Hugh McNamara, who continues to have a poor game. It's enough to make us that gap, but it's just a bit less ideal than we might have liked. I don't know if we'll be able to fully cage this unless we're going to make the dodge with McNamara now.
Well, the Celtics can do the classic pro elf play. Oh, McNamara remains based. They can just flood the rivals half with catchers.
I think they're not going. I think they're not going this turn.
They may send up somebody.
You could send McBonner, because McBonner's the catcher you care about the least, I think, and he would dictate that the Enchanters have to go and blitz that scoring threat.
He can also take some punches.
Morton Oyer on the line, along with Carvalho Ferreira. Jack Leach is going to make a pass.
It's a 2+ pass. Oh, no. Oh, yes.
That would be so spicy. No, he's not going to make a pass. He's making us think he was going to make a pass. But he's not going to make a pass. We're not going to throw a scoring threat forward by the looks of it. No, we are going to send McBonner through.
Yeah, we are the Celtics. We're always going to throw somebody in.
Nice pow from Sean Horney onto Morton Oyer. That's a nice dodge to cover potential dive through from Andrea Restrada, who could dive all the way around the side. That's Darius Forrester, but it would be hellishly bold. And it might be the case that we need to try and take out Bobby McBonner here. Magic Montgomery needs rushes to get there. Restrada's going to go backwards and finds the knockdown on Bobby McBonner. 1 in 9's good enough. And McBonner could be subject to a foul from Ludwig, block prone later in the turn. Restrada, I don't like him staying there. I'd like to see him move over infield, perhaps. Because you don't want the Celtics to go the other way. Here comes that foul from Ludwig, block prone, no armor break, and the referee does not spot it. Could have taken a block here on Ketelaere with sidestep, didn't want to. Could have taken a block here on McNamara with sidestep, did not want to. The Enchanters are happy with the line they've made. It's going to be a slow burn, this game. The title decider last season finished 3-1 between the Celtics and the Mavericks. This one feels like it might be 1-0 either way. Might even end in a 0-0 draw.
It's possible for the Celtics here to shift sides.
Could go and take up this area.
Left a lot of people out. That's a knockdown from Diesel Antonius.
That does potentially make us a gap or an opportunity to hit Magic Montgomery.
That's a lot of commitment. 2 players from the Celtics already pinned in there.
We are going straight after Magic Montgomery.
We are going straight through Magic Montgomery, I think. Fat knockdown.
Nice knockdown from McNamara. He's been due one of them. He's taken a lot of blitzes over the course of this game.
Oh, pushing him backwards. I'm breaking armor.
Magic Montgomery has broken his arm.
Does it mean that he has lost Mighty Blow?
Montgomery out, injured. And that could be the turn in the dice. That could be the turn in the dice that they were looking for. There's going to be a handoff to Lambert Ketelaere, who gets hold of the ball with nerves of steel. He rolled a 6 anyway. And Ketelaere uses the dodge skill on the first one. I mean, he's kind of committed to going through here anyway. Makes it this time. And Ketelaere moves forward into what will be scoring range. Still Buddha Boost to move. Buddha Boost makes the dodge and he's going to come through. I don't think this is insanely safe. We need some more dodges here. Restrada has a lot of movement. But there's also the Lorenzo Dragoni dodge here. That is definitely on. If we don't try and dodge out Horny and Palmer. Horny gets that done. Palmer's got some work to do as well. No, McBonner's going to go first and he's going to fail. I think there's a 1 dice still very much on here. Down goes Bobby McBonner. And you might even be able to bring Restrada round with rushes to be able to 2 dice this. You just need Palmer out of the way. And the Enchanters have what might be the only chance they're ever going to get here. Nice knockdown from Morton Oyer. Lorenzo Dragoni with wrestle is now free.
There can be a 2 die on the ball with the assist.
It's got to be Restrada to come all the way around with 2 rushes to get there.
He doesn't. He has the movement because it's movement 8.
Yeah. It's 10 squares to get there. No, we're going to go...
But then, you know...
Oh, that's the wrong choice, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we're going with Restrada. We're putting guard in place, but we have no recovery.
But Restrada's got to make the dodge across the corner. He's going to try and make the dodge past Buddha Boost. He is going to fail the dodge past Buddha Boost. I think that was the wrong choice. I think that was the wrong choice. It was a 2+2+ to bring Restrada in as an assist, and then Dragoni could have done the blitz. So it's a reprieve for the Celtics. Can they take advantage?
I think Dragon is going to get blitzed.
We're going to dodge out to blitz Darius Forrester out the way. And that gives us the option to just hand this off to Pontus Budabus and take the score. There's another hit we can take against the dirty player. We find a knockdown there, Hugh McNamara. The Enchanters need a snake, and Pontus Budaboost does anything but. Budaboost to the end zone, gives the Celtics the lead, and they are on the verge of back-to-back Elite Division Championships. The Enchanters must score twice from here. And they are, Viking Cop, without their talisman.
Yeah, Magic Montgomery is the only removal for the Celtics this game, but what a removal. What an absolute removal. He was removed twice, to be fair. First he was KO'd, Up was stepped in to keep him operational, but then his arm was broken. He lost Mighty Blow, at least for this game. He also lost, or missed the rest of the game. A nice time for the Enchanters to run.
And Mighty Blow given to an Enchanters player. Okay, so we can replace Magic Montgomery with Andrea Restrada. And remember how it used to work.
It used to work quite well.
While both players were on the field, neither was any good. When one was off the field, the team comes alive and Biff Tech finds a KO. The Enchanters are going to have to push for a 2-turn score here. The kick is so deep. That's a nice pow. From Zoltan Pepper. And indeed from Louis Tabard. This is a Mighty Blow hit onto Kel Dream Chain. And Dream Chain takes a concussion. Rockclaw won't care about that one. Max Sanger has to come onto the field now. For the Enchanters.
Interestingly, we don't have Restrada making the blitz this time.
Well, Restrada needs to receive a pass, I'm pretty sure. Gonna be a foul before we even go and pick the ball up. The referee lets them off with it. Is Albion going to make the pass now? It looks like he might do. We could have hung on for a turn here, couldn't we? Albion fails the rush. The pass is fumbled. We have the pass skill. Lucas Albion is going to fumble it. Well, okay, fumble is better than inaccurate, but it means that we can't score on turn 12. It's not a disaster, but it does cost us time.
And we are going to see pressure from the Celtics straight away for sure. Actually, Albion could be based.
Yeah, I think it could be based with dive and tackle sidestep as well, and that would be a huge, huge problem for the Enchanters, who may collapse in a hurry here. No, it'll be Budaboost who can base. Kettler is a square short. You can base Restrada with the sidestep. And that could make life pretty tricky as well. That is, I think, no, we're not going to do that. We're just looking to get in the way and set up intercept threats.
We are going to base Albion. 100%. Because that forces even more 3+.
Well, so now the thing is, there's the rushes.
Yeah.
That's more 3+. The dice.
And we can base now Restrada with tackle. And that's putting... Yeah, there is with that tackle, diving tackle on Restrada.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's a huge problem now. I was going to say, Snow, that the Enchanters did stall when they don't normally stall. But the ZFL dice find a way to punish you when you go against what we ask you to do. And the Enchanters need a huge play to be in range to score on turn 13. Suddenly, the Celtics can't do anything wrong. The shadowing from Sanger does not work. And we might have to try and give this to a lineman and just run for the hills here. This is make or break now for the Espernon Enchanters. This turn will decide their fate.
Block, good skill. And McBonner goes down. That can be very spicy. This can be the blitz. From Restrada. Going back to support his mate. However, that's not a knockdown because dodge good skill. However, they are 2 men against the world. The Enchanters are effectively split in 2.
It's going to be Morten Oyer to make the blitz. We are trying to free up Andrea Restrada. That is good enough to at least get the diving tackle off Restrada, but he is going to have work to do and potatoes to peel. It is all on this play for the Espernon Enchanters. If Albion fails any part of this, if Restrada fails any part of this, they are done for. Albion makes the dodge, makes the pickup. Fails the rush.
Fails the dodge.
Here comes that
Makes
pass. It's inaccurate. No, he's fumbled it. Lucas Albion's dropped it, and surely that will be that now.
Albion.
3 match critical 1 in 9s. 2 from Lucas Albion, 1 from Andrea Restrada, and you cannot beat the Celtics like this.
There is an easy 2-die hit with wrestle on Albion right now. And is it Ketogar who can pick it up and score?
There's the dodge from Dis Antonius.
The dice. Risking the snakes.
Risking the snakes, but Kettler is going to make that blitz. He finds the push on Lucas Albion, and the Enchanters need snakes from here. The Celtics now have more rerolls than the Nobles. Here goes Johan Daglish. He gets the pickup. He's going to go for the pass here for full style points. Makes the pass. Accurate, getting the job done. And Pontus Budaboos has possession of the ball. The Celtics are home and dry now. Budaboos runs it in, and the Celtics will be champions. The Enchanters need 3 touchdowns from here. There's not enough time without something approaching a miracle. And you don't get a miracle against the Tor Lithanel Celtics. Brilliant coaching gives the Celtics a reroll. And I think we are looking for kills now from an Enchanter's perspective. Using a reroll on the Ogre block there. Oh, and we get an injury. Bane McTylio seriously hurt in the hit from Zoltan Pepper. Sean Horney with 4 serious injuries, by the way. And it's a KO on the lineman. The Celtics did start the first 5 or 6 turns were really, really rough going for them. But when they needed the dice to turn on, the dice absolutely turned on for them. Restrada double skulls it. And he might let that go, Bielsic. Restrada stuns himself. And the combination of Restrada and Albion have fully cost the Enchanters their chance today. The ball's on the floor. And the Celtics might fancy 3 here.
Why wouldn't they at this point?
They're up against an Enchanters side who have fallen to bits in this second half, really from the end of the first half. And the Celtics are toying with their prey now.
Morten Oyer deciding on whether he wants to use Sven or not. Ooh, that's weird.
Possibly Bielsic just having a chat with De Garibaldi. Or De Garibaldi forcing a chat Bielsic's way after this disappointing performance from the Espernon Enchanters. Their key players have just quite simply let them down at the most important moment of the game. Dalglish gets the knockdown on Christoph Scherf. There'll be a route to get through past Biftek now. And the Celtics are going to flood the backfield once again. Budapest can pick this up. Dodge skill used there. Failure from Dizal Antonius on the way through. No, sorry, from Hugh McNamara. And that's diving tackle, sidestep on Lucas Albion. And Lucas Albion is going to have nightmares about this game.
To be fair, he's been left quite unprotected in the backfield. The Celtics with so many rerolls.
And the Celtics are just doing whatever they please at this point. Budapest is going to run through and pick this up. I think they've used dodge every single time. Budapest with the failure on the pickup. We've got the rerolls to try and get this in hand, and Pontus Budapest gets the job done. He's on a hat-trick, Budapest, in the title decider. And big players in the ZFL step up when their team needs them, and Pontus Budapest is on fire today.
Yeah, Budapest being brave and being very loose today. Targeting his 3rd touchdown.
Alpha Chad could never. Well, we'll find out next season, of course, with the Fangorn Falcons promoted to the ZFL Elite Division. Along with, spoilers inbound if you haven't seen Monday's ZFL show, or Sunday evening's ZFL show, but we're going to have more dwarfs as the 3 mountains join us in the Elite Division. There's a POW on Hugh McNamara. And we're going to need rushes, and we're out of rerolls. Lorenzo Dragoni coming in. And it's going to be a sack attempt from Lucas Albion here. There's no recovery on this unless we get the magnet hands. But I
Albion
think
with no rerolls.
This is just about pride. And Albion does get the sack on Pontus Budapest, who may yet be denied his hat-trick.
And most likely not.
Turn 15 for the Celtics.
He can score from there. He can score from there.
He can pick it up and score. Someone could pass to him. The Celtics have options available to them.
He doesn't even need to rush.
Dodge from McBonnet. And it will probably be Dizal Antonius who's asked to do the blitz here to get Lucas Albion out of the way. Finds the pow on Albion. Bielsic maybe secretly hoping that his thrower takes a death here. He takes a KO. And Bielsic barely even looks at him on his way to the sideline. Oh, we're going to go for style points. Buda boost to the end zone. We want the pass from Hugh McNamara. The Celtics are going to show the Enchanters how a 3+ pass is done repeatedly. Hugh McNamara immediately fails it. Now I've said that. Pass is good. Buda boost has his hat-trick. And the Celtics are sending a message now to the rest of the ZFL. Three second-half touchdowns. And the Enchanters have nothing left. Pitch invasion sees Ketelaere and Dalglish stunned. And an immediate both down. On the block from Zoltan Pepper. There's a chance for a consolation prize for the Enchanters. And it would mean that these title deciders always end up 3-1 in the Celtics' favour if the Enchanters do find a score. Albion has come back, by the way. Armour break and a KO on Sean Horney with the hit from Lorenzo Dragoni. Max Sanger being offered to the Celtics as a prize at this point, I think. Going to be a foul. And an injury. Ketelaere picks up a serious injury for his trouble. Referee's not going to call that either.
Our referee knows that the game's over.
Restrada's going to go backwards. And it looks like the Enchanters are not going to try to score. Lucas Albion makes the pick up this time. And we'll hang on to it for the time being. I think Dragoni might be in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Dragoni could score. Depends if the Celtics want to see to that. They can't go for 4-0. Max Sanger is KO'd. Knockdown here from Budabus as well, onto Ludwig, block prone. How different this game looked on turn 6. How different this looked. Blitz on Louis Tabard. Good knockdown there. And there's a chance to go and base Lucas Albion if we really want to. It's the last turn of the game for the Celtics. I'm not really sure what it would achieve. But if any team can score a 4th touchdown from here, it's probably the Tor Lithanel Celtics. There's going to be a foul. The Celtics giving some back to their opponents, and a KO. McAneely removes block prone. So, the Enchanters have the chance to get a final turn score. We'll see if they go for it. Dragoni is in range. Lots of dice needed to make it happen. Oh, Albion is going to pass to Restrada, and Restrada can't make it for the handoff, so the Enchanters won't score.
A glorious win for the Celtics. And a sad ending for 0-0.
I assume that means the game's ended?
I mean, some blocks still to be taken. No? Was that a connection issue?
Not sure what happened there. Oh, running pass. Lucas Albion on his way forward. What a player.
We're gonna see the blitz from Biftek, perhaps. Nope.
He's going to bonehead again, his Biftek, and I think that will be that. There's nothing for the Enchanter. Oh, there is something to foul. There's Johan Daglish on his debut here, who Dragoni will foul. And it's a stun. But that's it.
He would have scored.
The Tor Lithanel Celtics are the champions again. Back-to-back titles for the Elven Union team. Congratulations to Vincent Rocklaw, who is, well, a legendary ZFL coach now for sure. The Celtics are setting up a dynasty here. Can anyone stop them in 24-95? MVPs for Bane McTilio, who I would be surprised if we see in a Celtic shirt next season. Ewa Chiffer gets the MVP for the Enchanters. And as I say, on turn 6 of this game, how different this looked. The Enchanters were cruising through the first half. And it was 3 match critical 1-in-9s. The failed catch from Andrea Estrada, who, as I said earlier in the broadcast, Bielsic has never fully liked Albion, and Bielsic has never fully liked Estrada since they've been in the team. Maybe
the feeling is mutual.
Maybe there'll be a change of plan. There's been rumours that Bielsic is interested in Jack Oberwald, for example. It also seems like Marco von Peebles will be leaving Royal Santa Margherita, so there might be options for the Enchanters if they wanted to replace those 2 players who have let them down today. But when push comes to shove, the Celtics will always find a way. Viking Cop, how would you sum up, firstly, that game?
Celtics doing Celtics things?
I think that's a pretty fair assessment. Celtics dice are what they are, indeed. 3-0 was harsh in the end. The Enchanters had to push for it. They had to push for it once they went 1-0 behind. And it was Lucas Albion that let them down in the second half with those failed throws. But a great showing from the Enchanters this season. Someone has to be a rival to the Celtics. We don't want them winning it too easy. Maybe next season we don't want them winning it at all.
There was some cheers for the Celtics this game. I read them in chat. This was quite surprising.
I don't think it's unreasonable to suggest now that we've had back-to-back Celtics championships. Maybe now we'll just up the difficulty curve a little bit for Rocklaw. Maybe that'll only be fair. The Celtics, we understand their role. They're the big bad evil guy. That's their role in the league, and they're delivering on it superbly. Credit to T-Cell for that. But maybe we'll just start throwing one or two spanners in the works. Okay, let's take a look at an interpretation of the final ZFL Elite Division standings. It's an interpretation because I largely had to guess what the result might be. I've got the points right and the records right, but the touchdowns was fairly difficult to get right. But we can confirm for the second straight season that the Tor Lithanel Celtics are the ZFL champions. Fewer points than they got last season, where they won 10 games out of 11 for a record of 10-0-1 and 30 points. It was a bit more difficult for them this time around. A couple of draws and that one loss in there. But ultimately, they were still too strong. And they take the title by 3 points from the Espernon Enchanters, who put up a valiant effort. But it wasn't to be today. And I think that's the best way of putting it for the Enchanters. It just was not meant to be this season. The Tor Lithanel Rangers finished third. And those three teams will be in the post-season Blood Bowl Championship, along with the winner of the Howitzer Cup, which will be one of the Sartosa Deckhands or the Black Crag Bozos. The Quetzalquicks and Vinscore Defiant kind of managed to finish second in a one-horse race or third in a two-horse race, because they somehow both managed to finish behind the Rangers and miss out on that place in the Blood Bowl. The Missville Mavericks joined those other three teams on 16 points. Just behind them on 14, the Boozers and the Desperados. As I say, both of those teams who finished in the bottom half of the table were but a single win away from finishing third. It was extremely tight. The Red Squigs in the end did enough to finish 9th. The Bozos are the 10th place specialists. And we will lose the Sartosa Deckhands and Royal Santa Margarita. But you can catch them on the ZFL Second Helping show with Mongoose and T-Self next season. And we will welcome from the second division the Fangorn Falcons, who are Wood Elves, and the Three Mountains, who are dwarfs, but not dwarfs as you've ever seen them before. I promise you, these are the most entertaining dwarfs you will ever see. Excited to see how they get on in the Elite Division next season. And it's going to get tougher up here. Because originally when we wrote the teams for the Elite Division, we had some good teams and some bad teams. But the bad teams are starting to get relegated off and being replaced by good teams now. So the competition is only going to get tougher in the Elite Division. And of course, we have a reformat on the way as well. More details of that coming probably in maybe a week's time, couple of weeks' time, something like that.